Welcome to the Freedom Founder Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Duggar. Now, if you've thought about starting a website and then turning that on, going live with it, and expecting that immediately you're going to get a lot of traffic, well, there might be a few more things you need to do yet to get there, and a lot more along the way compared to perhaps what was needed back in the early 2000s. Many things change over time. Now, my guest today, Brandon, is the owner of SEO Optimizers. He started that in 2007, and he has learned a lot about this process. I told him before the episode today I was on a different website, don't even know what it was. His ad pops up at the top of the screen for me. Didn't click on because we were going to have a conversation today. So, Brandon, thank you for joining me on the episode today.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Now, I would love to start the conversation just by understanding how specifically this fits in with your original career path and goal as you were coming into adulthood. Was this kind of your optimal plan and journey that you were on from the start?
Yeah, not initially because I didn't really know about SEO
Okay.
until I graduated from college, got my degree in business marketing, and the first job I got out of school was helping a company out with their digital marketing. And this was back in
Okay.
2007, and that's where I kind of just learned about it and just kind of realized that
Okay.
this is probably the future, and I should probably just stick with it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was plan on it, but you never know which way life's going to take you. But I always knew I wanted to have my own company one day.
Okay. So you saw the opportunity as you started a job helping a company do their digital marketing from that point, and that kind of started that itch or desire to continue to press in, it sounds like.
Yep. After working there for a few months, just realized that I could work full time and I could
Uh-huh.
also pick up freelance clients here or there and build up my company and or build up my
Okay.
business website and
Yeah.
did that to where I was able to eventually quit my job and focus solely on that. But that was the part that really sparked my business or intrigued me and also helping companies out. Watching them grow
Yeah.
is always nice to see and helping them succeed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how long was it from when you started to pick up clients on the side until you did make that shift to going full time in your own business?
It wasn't initial. So at first, I was
Mhm.
happy to graduate college and
Yeah.
have a full time job and pick up a couple extra clients here or there to just to make some extra money. So did
Yep.
that probably for about like 5 or 6 years. Then I started
Okay.
focusing on it more. And after I focused on it and like really focused on it, then probably within like 4 or 5 years, was able to quit my job and
Okay.
focus fully on this because it's nice to work full time because I was working full time as a director of
Yeah.
SEO. So I was doing SEO full time before
Yep.
work and after work. I'd work on my own company. So I was just helping myself and my company and my agency that I was working for just learn more. So it
Yeah.
was tough to leave at first, but after a while, I was like, I should just dedicate full time to what I'm doing. And now don't think I could ever go back to 9 to 5.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, someone told me not too long ago that she has a perpetual side hustle. And so she was always looking at, yes, having that 9 to 5, but what was she doing with her 5 to 9? So essentially those off hours and having those different other avenues or streams of income and revenue sources. So as it sounds like you learned a lot though doing the work for the company that you were working for. Now, with regards to that, many people would have some hesitancy with making that leap into their own business venture. And it sounds like you took that time as you were learning and doing the side business to then start focusing on it. What ultimately got you to that point where you're like, okay, I need to go ahead and just do this full time?
But where I started making more than I was making at the
Okay.
advertising agencies and
Yeah.
this is stable where it wasn't just a couple months or a year. I was like, let me just make sure like a year or two because you never know what's going to happen, especially in the past couple
Yeah.
of years with pandemic and everything. So
Yep.
it could be tricky, but luckily I was able to build myself up where, I mean, unfortunately I lost a bunch of clients because I helped out
Sure.
a lot of local businesses and they had to shut down completely and haven't really
Yeah.
reopened. But that's where you
Yep.
got to diversify and just figure out, all right, how do I go about this and what can I do to make sure I'm stable and afloat and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't just have one big client and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden they just cut you off and then you're just like, all right, what do I do now? So I was
Okay.
trying to go a little bit safer route.
Yeah, so kind of expanding, diversifying, having more than small number of big clients, but having a lot of additional clients so that if you do lose some of the business, you're still having a lot of other business that you can continue to engage in.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a good, as far as the business that you're in, for someone who's doing online, an online business, some of what you can do is, yes, absolutely, with local companies, but then also you have that potential to work with companies, I assume, internationally, right?
Yep. Anywhere that you want to rank, I could help
Okay.
out for the most part. As long as it's on English, because
Yeah.
with SEO, it's a lot of content where you have to write
Okay.
articles and blogs. And if it's
Okay.
not good content, if it doesn't make sense, I really can't read other languages. But as long as it's in English, could rank you locally, globally, could target different counties. It's really,
Okay.
it's pretty granular.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of strategy behind it. So let's get into that right now, because for me, I understand the term SEO, search engine optimization, but I don't really understand that. So for someone who does not have much of an understanding or experience with SEO or working with someone on improving their SEO, what does it even mean, and what's the importance of it? And also, kind of how have you seen that change over the time that you've been in this field?
No, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And that means optimizing website for the search engines. When you search
Okay.
on Google, which kind of runs the show nowadays, they kind of
Yeah.
bring the majority of the traffic. So
Right.
there's a lot of other ones out there. But in my past 15 years of doing SEO, I haven't seen any website bringing more or search engine bringing more traffic than
Sure.
Google. So
Yep.
when you search on Google, there's ads at the top. Those are all paid ads.
Yeah.
Anytime you click on those companies are paying Google a couple cents per click, could be a couple
Okay.
dollars per click, could be a couple $100 per click. Gets quite
Okay.
expensive. But right below those ads are the organic, the free listings, and that's what SEO is about. Is there's 10 spots on that first page of Google, and we're trying to
Hmm.
get you in those 10 spots. But nowadays, it's not just websites that appear. There's images, videos
Okay.
appear, maps appear if you're a local business. So it's really trying to take up as much free real estate as possible. So we want to optimize all
Okay.
your images. If you have videos, optimize those videos. And with video, Google owns YouTube. And when you search
Uh-huh.
on Google, most of the time it's going to be a YouTube video if you search. They're not really going to promote Facebook videos or other
Hmm.
platforms. Sometimes they do, but the majority of the time they want to push a YouTube video because they only care about making money. So when you search on
Sure.
Google, if you don't click on an ad at the top, Google's not making any money. But if you search on
Yep.
Google and then there's a YouTube video and you play that YouTube video, anytime you watch a video, there's always an advertisement. So YouTube is making money, which is really Google making
Yep.
money. They're going to push ads as much as they can because that's how they make all the revenue. So, but SEO is just trying to get you into that free traffic.
Okay. So it's finding that way to get into the free traffic, finding a way to also essentially mutually benefit Google for as the primary search engine that is in use, so that they're going to bring you or your website to the top in the search. Okay. So with regards to that, what are some of the strategies that you do have to focus on for a business? And it sounds like you said, that has changed with images and other aspects now being shown in the searches that come up in the top 10. But for you working with the business, what are some of the strategies that you have to focus on or help the company focus on?
Some of the more important ones would be
Yeah.
starting off with keyword research. So figuring
Okay.
out what keywords you want to search for or that people actually search for, because you might think this is a good keyword that you want to put for your business. Say you're selling like tennis shoes. You might say like, I want to put rank for tennis shoes, but using different tools like the Google Keyword Planner. It's a free tool from Google that will show
Uh,
you how many people actually search for your keyword every single month. You can figure out how many people search for the word tennis shoes, and it'll show you hundreds of variations. So you can see tennis shoes might bring in 1,000 searches, but
mhm.
tennis shoe might bring in 5,000. So making little changes like singular, plural, finding synonyms, variations, it's going to significantly impact the search volume. And you want to figure out which keywords get the most search volume using the Google Keyword Planner. Then you go
Okay.
into the coding and add the keywords in different places into the coding, which gets a little technical, but one place that's easy, that doesn't require coding, is just adding text to your website, because the
Okay.
search engines feed off text. They can't
Yeah.
really read images. They can read the image file name, but that's all. They can't really
Okay.
understand images yet, or videos or audio. They're struggling. They're getting better, but they really rely heavily on text. So the more text you have
Okay.
on every single page on your website, the easier it is for search engines to read, understand, and know ultimately what keywords you're targeting. So adding content, and usually you want to put a couple hundred words of text. You don't want to
Okay.
just put like 1 or 2 words. You want to put more words. The more, the better, because
Okay.
they'll really feed off content. It has to be original content. So you can't just copy text from one page to another. You have to write unique text, but
Okay. Yep.
that's one thing that's really going to help out. So keyword research, adding content to your website. And I always tell people SEO is like a puzzle. There's a lot of
Yeah.
pieces to this puzzle, but some are bigger than others. Like content on your website, so very important. Make sure
Yep.
you figure out what keywords you want to rank for, because you don't want to rank for the wrong keywords. But
Okay.
all that stuff doesn't really matter to the search engines, because they just don't believe that you are who you say you are without you building trust up. And the way to
Okay.
build trust is by getting what are called backlinks, getting other websites to talk about you. The more websites
Okay.
that talk about you, the more trust Google is going to give to you. And then they look at those keywords. But it doesn't work the other way around. Without backlinks, it's pretty much impossible to rank on Google. And what is a backlink? A backlink is a clickable link from another website that points to yours. So let's say, for example,
Okay.
you're reading the LA Times. In there it says Brandon. You click on that and it goes to my website. I'd be getting a backlink from the LA Times. So the more websites that talk about you, the more trust Google's going to give to you, and the higher they're going to rank you.
Okay. So are you also assisting companies to get additional backlinks then and strategies on how to do so?
Yep. So the backlinks is a lot of content marketing, PR, and just
Hmm.
getting just as many other websites to link out to you. And there's lots of different ways to do it. The
Yeah.
best way is spy on your competitors. So there's tools
Okay.
that will show you any website's backlinks. You have to pay for
Okay.
these tools, but you can essentially go into Google, search for your keywords, see who's on that first page of Google, and make note of all those websites, and then throw them into these different tools. And you can see all their backlinks. And then one by one, you can start going to those websites and seeing, all right, who's looking out to my competitor? Did they do an interview? Did they do an article? If it's e-commerce, did they maybe
Hmm.
give a free product out for review? And you can kind of reverse engineer their strategy. These tools, there's a couple of them. The more popular ones would be Ahrefs or
Okay.
Moz or SEMrush. Kind of just pick one and use that, and that's going to really show you any website's backlinks, and you could just
Okay.
reverse engineer their entire strategy.
Okay. So making use of tools that are available, you can look at your competitors and view essentially where their backlinks are coming from, and then go to those websites and figure out, well, how did they get those connections, and then follow up on those same similar type of strategies. Okay. Wow. So it sounds like over time you've had to learn quite a bit along the way to just continue to improve your own skill set as you continue to help other companies. Is that pretty accurate in summary?
Yeah, Google changes every single day. So they're constantly
Okay.
changing, where you got to constantly stay up to date with all their changes. Most of the
Yeah.
time, they're little minor changes. No one really notices them, but every few months, they'll make a big change. And that's where I just got to figure out, all right, what is Google looking at now? And
Yep.
it's kind of a guessing game, because they don't really tell you. Sometimes they'll tell
Okay.
you, but the majority of the time, they don't really tell you what's going on. So it's just trying to talk to other people in the industry, reading up in articles, blogs, forums, joining Facebook groups, listening to podcasts, going on, watching YouTube videos, and just trying to constantly learn, because with digital, it's constantly changing. It's never the same.
Okay. So it's continuing to just develop your network, continue to develop the skill set through education and through other resources and other people. So it's a never-ending process and a guessing game to some extent. But I imagine that it's partly because Google's always trying to improve how they are doing things and to benefit themselves, I'm sure. But ultimately, as they benefit others, then it can benefit them as well. So that mutual benefit comes back around again.
Yeah,
Um,
they're really just trying to stop spammers or people that game the system. So people find
okay.
loopholes. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, if I do this, I can rank really quickly. So Google's like, wait, hold on, we don't want you doing this. So
Yeah.
most of the time, they're just like, all right, let's stop this. So as long as you're not spamming, you don't really have much to
Yeah.
worry about. But every once in a while, they'll tell you, like, if your website's not mobile friendly, which makes
Uh-huh.
sense. They're not going to show you on mobile devices, because it's all
Yep.
about the user experience. If you're searching on your cell phone and you click on a website and it's really hard to read, you have to zoom in. Not a good
Yeah.
user experience. You're probably going to hit that back button and you'll be like, Google, why are you showing me this website? So Google said
Right.
back in 2013 or 14, they said, like, if your website's not mobile friendly, we're not going to really show you the mobile results. And
Okay.
mobile brings in over half the traffic nowadays.
Yeah.
On average, every website's different, but mobile just brings in so much traffic because it's so easy. Everyone's connected nowadays. Everyone
Yep.
has a cell phone, and It's not that barrier of entry where you had to buy a laptop or a computer in the past. Now cell phones, people just throw their old iPhone 8s away and you just grab
Right.
one pretty much for free. And there's Wi-Fi for free that connects everyone. So it's really changed the game.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a big change then. So do you have any type of example of some situation where a spam option became it was available for a period of time and people were making use of that option to get ranked, and then Google had to make a change to shut that down?
I mean, there are too many examples, but like when I talked about the content earlier,
Yeah.
one big thing I mentioned was it has to be original content.
Yeah.
So in the past, people just take content from one page to another and just copy and paste it. And Google
Okay.
said, hold on, we don't want duplicate content. We want original content. Whoever publishes the content first, they get all the credit. So if
Yeah.
I publish an article and then you copy it and publish it on your own website, I would
Yeah.
get all the credit and you're not going to rank for that
Okay.
article or blog, but whatever you're putting up there. So that's one
Yep.
big thing. And that was a big one where still to this day, Google's puts a big emphasis on content.
Yeah.
Nowadays with ChatGPT and everything, it's changed it up a lot, but ChatGPT puts original content out there. So Google said a few months ago that with ChatGPT in the past, they didn't want content written by AI, but now they said as long as it offers value, they're not
Yeah.
really going to care. I wouldn't just copy verbatim ChatGPT or these other tools. Maybe in a few years you could, but right now it's still not 100% accurate. But as
Yeah.
long as it's offering value, that's what matters. So Google changes the rules all the time. So that's where it's just constantly trying to stay up to date with what are they looking for nowadays versus in the past. And in the
Okay.
past, they didn't want you to use stuff like ChatGPT. Now they're like, as long as it offers value, we're not going
Okay.
to really penalize you. Because what happens is if Google caches you, instead of ranking higher, you actually drop down in rankings, which is the last thing we want to happen.
Oh yeah. Okay. So at this point, ChatGPT is continuing to show increasing value for people, and it sounds like there's an opportunity to make use of that as well as for content on websites. But just being mindful of making sure that it's accurate content and it's adding value. Okay.
Mhm.
So, for someone that wants to learn more about the topic of SEO, or they have a website that they just know they're not getting traffic on, or they're planning to start a company and need this type of strategy to help them get some traffic, what's the best way for them to reach out to you and find out a little bit more?
So I actually created a special gift for everybody. If
Okay.
they go to my website at seooptimizers.com, that's SEOOPTIMIZERS.com
Okay.
/gift. They can find that gift there along with my contact information and also a bunch of classes I've done over the years. I've thrown up for free so they could see step by
Okay.
step a lot of stuff that we talked about. And also, if they want to book some time on my calendar, I'm happy to check out the website from an SEO point of view for free and they can book some time there as well.
Okay. So let's repeat that again. That gift, SEOoptimizers.com /gift.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. So we'll make sure to add that to the show notes as well. But I'm going to pop that in the screen for anybody that's watching this video um, option here. All right. So, in regards to my final question, I love to ask everybody this question just because everyone has a different perspective. If you were to be handed $1 million today with no strings attached to invest in your business or another endeavor, what would you do with that and why?
Oh, well, with that cash, I would probably spend some on marketing. So trying to just get my name out there more
Yep.
because I do SEO. So digital marketing, there's not much overhead really that I need to spend
Sure.
money on.
Yeah.
I don't have a physical location.
Okay.
I don't really have much except for like the computer, cell
Yep.
phone, internet expenses, things like that. It's not much overhead. So I would invest in trying to just market myself with paid ads. So over the years, I've realized that SEO gets you traffic, but traffic doesn't always turn into a sale or lead or
Yeah.
phone call, whatever that conversion goal is. So you have to follow people around and you have to have multiple touch points. And with paid ads, you could do what's called remarketing and follow people around and
Okay.
re-engage with them. And also I found out with YouTube a couple years ago that you could run YouTube ads against your competitor traffic. So anyone that goes
Okay.
to my website or any of my competitors' websites, I can follow them around with those ads, but I could also follow them around anytime they go on YouTube. My video ad will pop up, and that's really worked over the past couple of years to help really take my business off to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, finding those strategies not only for your customers, but also for yourself and your own business and how to gain those additional customers so you can continue to help more people, more businesses along the way. All right. Well, I would definitely encourage anyone who wants to know more about this topic to reach out to Brandon, check out this his website, get that free gift, and take the opportunity to learn more about what he's doing and what he has to offer. So, Brandon, I want to thank you again for joining me today on this episode of the Freedom Founder.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Look forward to staying in touch. Take care.